Hey guys, Dan here. Today is the 5th and final day on our Get Shredded program, and today is abs and back. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it today. We're gonna superset every ab exercise with a back exercise. Now we've done a lot of horizontal pulling, so today we're gonna do more vertical pulling. And I'm gonna show you how we do our abs when we're trying to train for strength. And with this day as well, because we've done already back twice, because we've done upper body back, we've done deadlifts back, this is kind of like a recovery day, but you still wanna be pushing with a good intensity. When you're training to get lean or to lose weight or get shredded, you want more training days, okay? When you're bulking, you want less training days because you don't want to burn as many calories. When you're getting shredded, like I said, make sure you're adding in that 5th or even 6th day. Okay, so we're starting with cable crunches, okay? Pull your elbows into your hips. Make sure you breathe out at the bottom. And make sure when you're pulling down, you're rounding your back over. You're not bending at the hips. You'll see a lot of people bend kind of like that, all right? That's wrong. You want to be in that position when you come down. That's going to flex your abs. Like I said, we're going to superset with a vertical pull. So we're going to do a neutral grip lat pull down. Now, the difference on this day compared to any of the other days is we don't really do a warm-up. We just go straight into it. We want to get this workout done in about maybe 40 to 45 minutes, and then we're going to hit our cardio hard at the end. So you're always doing cardio at the end of abs and back day. Okay, the next exercise we're going to do is the ab roller. A mistake that people make on the ab roller is not keeping their back tight, so they're allowing their back to collapse. You want to be keeping your abs tight, so you're kind of maintaining that sort of neutral spine. And when you come up to the top, you're going to push your back up to the ceiling. So you'll see here, I'm going to roll out all the way onto my stomach. As I come up, I'm pushing my abs up, okay? I'm not finishing like that. Almost like what they call it, the cat stretch. Okay, all the way out. Back it goes to the ceiling. Superset this one with a straight arm pull down because that's going to give you so much of a stretch. This is a great superset because now again you're getting that same sort of stretch. Right up high, down to your hips. So just like with any other exercise we do with weights, you always want to be progressing. So if you can do 10 to 15 reps off of your knees with good technique, try them standing or try them with a chain or something added around your neck. I'll show you how they look standing. So same thing, keeping your lats tight, keeping your core engaged. You're starting out here, all the way down, all the way up. Obviously those are a lot harder. I could probably do 15 to 20 off my knees. I'm getting maybe 4, 5, or 6 reps off my feet. The next exercise we're going to do is going to be a decline weighted sit-up, superset with another vertical pull. We're going to do it on the hammer strength. Same thing, like I said, if you can do 15 to 20 reps of good technique without weight, try adding a weight on your chest, kind of like we did yesterday for the weighted sit-ups. Hold that weight in your chest, 5 to 10 reps. There we go into the hammer pull. Okay, so now on the hammer strength lat pull downs, you're going full stretch at the top. I want you to lean forward as you're pulling them in. Kind of the opposite of the lat pull downs, all right? Pulling yourself in, really getting a good squeeze in your serratus. It'll look something like this. Okay, same as everything else. Increase your weight somewhere 8 to 15 reps. So with your leg raises, there's a couple different ways you can do them. If your gym has this machine, I'm going to recommend that you use this. It's very effective for targeting lower abs and hip flexors. If your gym doesn't have this, I'll show a couple more variations. But basically, prop yourself up. Okay, you're standing on the foot plate there. Okay, so like I said, if you don't have this machine, your next alternative you can do is laying on the floor. You're gonna put your hands below your butt, okay, not up here. Below your butt, you're going to use that as your, I guess, pivot or your fulcrum, okay? Straight up like that. Keep your head up so you keep your core engaged. Okay, your other alternative, you could do them hanging. I find that if I do them on the floor like that, I get my hip flexors a lot. We want to target our lower abs. So hanging would look something like this. So as you can see, I'm doing them fast. You don't want to go slow because you'll start swinging. As I say with everything we do it with intensity. If you're doing things slow, especially on these, you're swinging, you won't be able to get a proper contraction in your abs, okay? So do them fast. And so after we finish our hanging leg raises or our machine leg raises, we're gonna go into rear delts. I explained these on the previous back day. So again, keep your chest against the pad, drive with your elbows.
Playing dirty, talking cheap.
Okay, so from those two exercises, we're gonna go into standing abs, and we're gonna superset with a dumbbell shrug. Okay, that's kind of like a vertical pull from the bottom, right? Like I said, we're doing everything vertical on our back exercises. So with the standing abs here, you can do them two ways. You can do them either facing the machine, like that, or I prefer to do them this way. It's really going to make you have to have good balance, right? It's trying to pull you back. So it's going to keep your core engaged the whole time. From there, over to dumbbell shrugs. Doesn't really matter how heavy the weight is for today. Because we did deadlifts yesterday, you might be a little sore in your upper back and traps. This is just to get the blood flowing and burn the calories. So we're gonna go again, maybe 10, 15, or even 20 reps. And that's pretty much it. Again, you should whip through that in about 35, 40 minutes. And from there, we'll put our hoodie back on and we'll go hit cardio. 20 to 25 minutes of steady state with your heart rate around 130, 135. And once we're done that, I'll just kind of chat for a few minutes about some tips and things that I've found over the past 12 weeks of cutting that can kind of help you in your process too. So that's it for cardio today. 20, 25 minutes done. And like I said, we'll head up front real quick and I'll just kind of talk about the program as a whole and some tips and tricks that I've found that help me in my dieting, and maybe you can apply some of them to your own training. Okay, so some of the things we're going to talk about here are going to be directly related to getting shredded or dieting or cutting. All right, I would say the first thing that I would suggest to anybody who's trying to take on a dieting program is to always be prepared. Whether that means having protein shakes, like a protein powder in your truck or your car, keep it at your office, keep it at your house. That would be number one, so that when you do get hungry, you're not going to go and binge, or you're not going to get Subway, or you're not going to stop at Tim Hortons. You got to have that self-discipline to eat the right stuff, but if you don't have the right stuff, then you're going to go and eat that other crap. Keep your fridge stocked with protein, so making sure that you always have either protein cooked, so when you're cooking, for example, make like 8 chicken breasts. Individually pack them into the portion sizes that you need. So for example, myself, I eat about 8 to 10 ounces of meat at every meal. So when I'm cooking, I'm weighing it all out and I'm pre-packaging it. So I go in the fridge, I get home, I maybe have like a half hour to eat before I have a phone meeting or something. I'll grab something from the fridge, I'll grab some mustard. You want to take condiments that aren't going to be full of carbohydrates, so stuff like ketchup has sugar in it, barbecue sauce is going to have sugar, mustards are great. So I just do chicken and mustard, or I do sliced turkey. I always really enjoy getting sliced turkey. My girlfriend Emily, she's probably hitting the grocery store 3-4 times a week just for my food, because I'm going through it so quick. And again, eating that sliced turkey with mustard, it makes it more palatable. If you're eating it raw, you're not going to want to eat it. I would say making sure you're drinking tons of water. So I always have a cup of water filled up. As soon as this is done, I go and refill it. You're going to be hungry. Think about how you gained all that weight, right? It took you 3, 4, 5 months to gain maybe 10 pounds. You're not going to lose it in 3 or 4 weeks. So you need to make this a sustainable diet, all right? And if you're not eating things that are tasty, or you're starving yourself and you're not, like, if you're always hungry, you're not going to be able to continue it long term. So making sure you're drinking tons of water, getting proper sleep, that's going to be huge. I find that when my sleep starts to suffer, or for example last night we went out for a bit of a celebration dinner and I stuck to my low carb day, so I had shrimp and steak. That was my meal. I didn't have any carbohydrates, but I did have a Diet Coke with caffeine, and the caffeine kept me up all night. So today I'm struggling. I don't feel, to be honest, I want to go to Tim Hortons and get 20 Timbits. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick to it. I have all my meals prepared, and if I didn't have those meals prepared, maybe I'd be more inclined to go eat that junk food. Okay? You're going to have, if you're following my program, the Get Shredded program, which I assume you are since you're watching this video, you're going to have 2 high carb days every week. That doesn't mean cheat days. You're not going out and getting burgers and fries and then eating lasagna and then having grilled cheese. You're going to increase your carbohydrates by having rice cakes, oats, sweet potatoes, breads, things like that, okay? It's not a cheat day, it's a high carb day. A lot of times too, people will say, well, how many fats should I have on my low carb day? I'm of the thought or the opinion that you shouldn't be increasing your fats. Your goal is dieting, your goal is to lose weight. If you substitute your carbs for fats, you're not going to be in that deficit, right? So a lot of times people, this will be their maintenance. They're going to drop their carbs, it puts them down here, but they're going to increase their fat, and it puts them right back up. You're going to be hungry. You're going to be maybe a little bit cranky at night. Maybe you're going to get some headaches. It's all part of the process. You got to suck it up. You got to be mentally tough. If you struggle with self-discipline, I've done this with a few clients. One way that you can work to build your self-discipline is to put your favorite food on the counter and look at it every single day. So whether that's those sugar-covered white donuts, or if that's peanut M&Ms, whatever your favorite, Oreos, I don't know whatever it is, put it on the counter and don't eat it. Every day that you don't cheat and you don't have that junk food, you're building your self-discipline. So self-discipline is a skill. If you read any of the Navy SEALs books, former military veterans and things like that, they talk a lot about building the skill of self-discipline. So if you don't have self-discipline right away, it doesn't mean that you're screwed forever. You just need to work on it like anything else you would. Handwriting. If your handwriting sucks, how do you get better at it? You practice, you practice, you practice. How do you get better at self-discipline? You practice. I've been a trainer for about 10 years now. I've been competing myself for about 13, 14 years. There's been a lot of trial and error. I've helped over 1,000 people in their training and their health and nutrition and getting results. There's no one way to train. There's no one way to diet. This is simply what I've found has worked best for myself. Many of my clients, whether they're male, female, powerlifters, CrossFitters, people trying to lose weight, it doesn't matter. It's a good plan, a good layout, and from there you can adapt it to your own lifestyle. So for example, we were going to be going over to my girlfriend's parents' house for dinner, and they're Italian. She loves to feed me. She loves making me all kinds of food. So we made sure that our high carb day fell on Wednesday so that I could go and eat my face off. That meant we had to do 4 days of low carbs before. High carb fell on Wednesday. I got to enjoy all the food, ate like crazy, make sure I work out Thursday morning, and back on low carb. It's all about making it work for you. If you're on a diet plan that is more, I guess, eating the same thing every day, you're not on the carb cycling. If you're gonna go out for dinner and you know you're gonna be having French fries and pasta, whatever, just don't have carbs in the morning. Save all your carbs for that night. So again, there's so many different ways you can diet, different ways to achieve your goal. If you have specific questions, if you have any comments or anything about what I've talked about, either in this video or any of the videos leading up to it, like I always say, find me on Instagram, send me a DM, leave a comment. I'm happy to help, and I hope that this stuff helps you guys in your path or your journey to getting ripped, getting shredded. And once I get to my goal body fat, so right now I'm sitting about 7%. I came down from 14%. I'm trying to get to about 5 or 6. From there, we're gonna do the whole series about bulking up and doing a lean bulk. So you'll see me go from about 5% at 210 pounds to maybe 7% body fat at about 230, 240. Once again, I hope this helps. If you have any comments, let me know, and we'll see you guys then.